We're here in Rimini, which is famous for the beaches.
But we're not here for the beaches, we're here for the famous film director Fellini and the famous sandwich, the Piadina.
We're here in Rimini in the Emilia-Romagna region. It's in the northeast of Italy on the Adriatic coast. And it's a beachy sort of place. This is where the local Italians come for a beachside holiday. As you can tell by the way we're dressed, it's not really beach season. So, what are we gonna do? This is the home of Frederico Fellini, and being film buffs, we're gonna check that out. Frederico Fellini was born in the Rimini area to a salesman father peddling wares on the street and a Roman mother who felt she gave up links to Roman royalty by marrying below her status. Perhaps the most famous Italian director in the English-speaking world, he is known for great films like La Dolce Vita, 8½, and Casanova. His style is one of the most unique that we have seen depicted on screen. Rather than a direct course, I feel like I float between the scenes, carried by his fantasy, character, and energetic scenes. Grappling for the understanding of sexuality in the female form, he captures so well the animalistic sex drive in its rawest form, never clearer than in his representation of a dark and gritty Casanova, which is in stark contrast to the interpretations led by Heath Ledger and David Tennant. The importance of his Rimini life comes through in force with Amarcord, and his importance to Rimini is equally represented when you are simply walking the streets of the small seaside city. One cannot talk about Rimini without talking about Fellini and vice versa. Fellini truly is un artigiano che non ha niente da dire, ma sa come dirlo. A craftsman who has nothing to say, but he knows how to say it.
Apparently, Frederico Fellini loved to have spritzers here in the evenings. Do you think that this fountain was inspiration for La Dolce Vita? Should I commit to the episode and climb in? No.
Two things. First, I am woodsy. Less of the captain since I got rid of my beard, but just to put all the worries at bay, I've just shaved my beard. I'm not a different person, I'm still woodsy. And the other thing we need to talk about is here in Rimini, there is a whole bunch of local cuisine, but the big one that everyone talks about is the Piadina, which is a whole bunch, it's just flatbread with meats and cheeses inside. You can get sweet ones, but we're here for lunch, so we're going to go the savoury options. We're trying to. We've got the prosciutto one, we've got the porchetta one. It's so basic and easy. And it's pretty delicious. It's good. It's fresh.
Are you calling these sandwiches basic features?
Correct.
I expected these to be warm, but they're not. Wait a second, this one's warm. So maybe that one was a fresca, and this one is a toasty. Shit, yeah.
Better.
It's better warm, because the bread's very dry. It's a flat bread. It's supposed to be made with olive oil and flour and salt. I expected it to be like focaccia, but it's very dry. So the focaccia being warm, better. Better.
This is a problem with the world. Clock's wrong.
the biggest icons of Rimini is the Tiberius Bridge behind me, which has stood here for over 2,000 years. It was built by the Emperor Augustus and finished by Tiberius in 20 AD. It's celebrated as an example of Roman imperial architecture and loved so much that even when Italy changed sides during World War II, during the Battle of Rimini, when the Germans were retreating, they blew up all the other bridges along this body of water, the River Marecchia, but they left the Tiberius because it was so beautiful. About 30 minutes outside of Rimini, you'll find another really important body of water, the Rubicon River, which Julius Caesar famously crossed in 49 BC, which started the civil war to end the Roman Republic. Before there was the Roman Empire, there was the Roman Republic, which lasted for about 500 years and was so expansive, its borders ended here, this far north in Italy, along the Rubicon River. So Julius Caesar is kicking around as a governor in Gaul, which was outside the Republic's borders. And he has the notions that he wants to challenge the leadership and power and control of the Roman Republic. It was illegal and an act of treason and aggression to cross the Rubicon River. Caesar knew this, but he still gathered his army and he crossed the Rubicon, thus inciting a civil war and bringing an end to the Roman Republic and the beginning of the Roman Empire. Even though this is 2,000 years ago, there's two turns of phrase that are still popular today from this incident of Julius Caesar crossing the Rubicon. The first is the expression, crossing the Rubicon. It means that you are doing something that you cannot come back from. The other is the die is cast. A lot of people think that this refers to physical ink being dropped into water and not being able to absorb it and separate it again. But it actually refers to Caesar, who said as he was crossing the Rubicon that the die has been cast. He's referring to dice because there was a popular game during that era where people would take a chance. They would cast, being throwing the dice and having an old crack.
Sneak around in the quiet pokey roads of Borgo San Giuliano and you'll see more love for the director Fellini. Murals and colourful walls dominate the streets of this little fishing village. Born out of the second Festa de Borg, a village festival celebrating the pride and traditions of Borgo San Giuliano, the colourful walls and murals are used to present a different version of the village than the Rimini locals are used to, which is one steeped in infamy. Beyond homage to the late director, the ocean and its workers are the true protagonists that come to life as you wander these streets.
Incredible.
While we tucked into the local Sangiovese wine, we learnt that, like so much of Italy, the regional food in Rimini is steeped in history. For hundreds of years before the unification of Italy, Rimini fell under the control of the papacy. The famous dish that marks this time is capelletti in brodo, which is a stuffed pasta formed in the shape of a priest's hat, swimming in broth.
This is incredible.
Is it?
It's so good. The pasta has got like, I don't know what's in it. There's some sausage, like some sausage nuts going on in there. But with the broth, it's absolutely insane.
Gimme.
That is so flavoursome. There's nutmeg, there's sausage, there's some kind of cheese that's sharp to begin and ends up being creamy, and the broth is so bloody rich.
Eggs were often taken from families by priests, leaving families to make pasta with only water and flour rather than eggs. Strazzo preti literally translates to priest choker. And the story goes that people would curse the priests while they made the pasta, hoping the priests would choke on it for flogging their eggs.
Pasta's perfectly al dente. The artichoke's really flavoursome. The sausage is a little bit salty. Perfect balance. Maybe some cheese.
Rimini is a city with two faces. It's got that 15-kilometre stretch of beachfront where you can go and party, have a great time, and then you come off just a couple of minutes into the beautiful old world, old town, and you're transported to culture, Fellini, spritzers. It's a good time.
And if you like that old town vibe and great food, make sure you click here for our Bari episode.
Thanks heaps for watching. We'll catch you next time, or never not.